What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video today. I thought it'd be a bit of a different one. I'm going to be rating every single World Cup final stadium. So yeah, literally every World Cup, 1930 all the way up to 2022. There's like one or two stadiums that featured twice, but they were different at the times. Like obviously, there's quite a few years in between, so the stadium has changed a bit in between the times they hosted the World Cup. And yeah, it'll just be basically I'll just rate it out of 10 and say if I like it or not. First up, 1930 World Cup, the Estadio Centenario in Uruguay. Now this one, 70,000 capacity. Like that is pretty big. It's one of these big, round stadiums, multiple tiers, no roof. I like this one. I've given it an 8 out of 10. This is a very good stadium, especially in the 1930s. Like that's almost 100 years ago, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, this stadium, pretty good. Next up, 1934, the Stadio Nazionale PNF in Italy, I want to say. Um, this one, I've only given it a 5. It just looks a bit small, to be honest. And, like, I mean, it's just got one stand that covers only a few seats, and then just a bunch of like extra seats, and it just looks a bit small. I mean, 55,000 capacity isn't that small, but I mean, back in those days, there was kind of unlimited capacity. To be honest, like they did just just stick however many people they could fit in there. So you only have given this one a 5 out of 10. Next up, 1938, the Stadio Olympique de Colombes. This was in France, I believe. Yep, 1938 France. 45,000 capacity. This one I've given a 3 out of 10. This is just, it looks like an athletic stadium, right? It's just like, imagine being behind the goal. You're so far from like the goal. If you look there, like you're probably about 30, 40 meters from the pitch. And that's only if they're right at that end. Imagine if you're at the left end or either end really, if you're behind the goal and the play's all at the other end, you're like 150 meters away or something. Like, it's just ridiculous. You're way too far, and it is just quite small. 45,000 capacity. The other ones were way bigger. It's just a bit tin pot, really, to be honest. Next up, 1950 World Cup. Obviously, there was no World Cup between 1938 and 1950 due to World War II. So 1950, they went back to, well, not back, they went to Brazil in the Maracana. Apparently, it had like 200,000 people were there. Health and safety, man, you will not get away with that these days. But yeah, apparently there was 200,000 people there, and I've given it a 7 out of 10 because it is just iconic and it is massive. But 200,000 people, a bit ridiculous. Like this is going to cause like stampedes and stuff. But yeah, this is an iconic stadium of the game, definitely. Next up, 1954, I believe Switzerland, the Wankdorf Stadium. This one is 64,000 capacity. Again, it looks small, but I guess back in those days there were just like so many people crowded. Like these days, a stadium that looks roughly that size would only be like 20, 30,000. But yeah, I mean, it's 6 out of 10 is what I've given it. It's just an average stadium, to be honest. Better than some of the others, but yeah, it's just there, I guess. Next up, Rasunda Stadium, 1958. This World Cup was in Sweden. I've given it a 2 out of 10, 50,000 capacity. I mean, first of all, right, the sort of end stands are very small compared to the ones on the side, and only one of them has a roof. And it just looks a bit dodgy, to be honest. Like, it's okay. It's like dug into the ground, which I kind of like, but I mean, it just looks weird to me. 50,000 capacity as well, so it is quite big, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of this one. Next up, 1962 World Cup was in Chile, I want to say, the Estadio Nacional, and I mean, 66,000 capacity once again, 4 out of 10, because I just feel like it is just like an athletics one with the running track. You're miles away from the goal if you're on the goal side, and yeah, it's all right. Once again, it's got about a tiny roof covering maybe 1,000. No, not 1,000, but less than 10% of the stadium is getting covered by the stand. Which again, what's the point of the stand if it's going to be that small? Like, come on, guys, you can do better than this. But yeah, I mean, it's just okay, I guess. Like 4 out of 10, pretty mid. Next up, 1966 in England, Wembley Stadium. I've only given it a 5. apparently it had 96,000 capacity, or 96,000 people fitted in. But once again, it looks the space behind the goal is just too big. This is obviously the old Wembley when it was quite a bit smaller. And yeah, I mean, I'm just not a massive fan of it, to be honest. It's just like the back in the day, right? All the stadiums, they were just like circles, right? Athletics and stuff. So it's just not great, and it's quite like it's only one tier. So I'm not really sure how 96,000 people were there. Must have been something dodgy going on, or maybe it just looks a lot smaller because there's pictures like from far away. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's okay stadium, 5 out of 10. Next up, 1970 World Cup was in Mexico, and the Estadio Azteca held the final. 107,000 capacity in 1970. Given a 9 out of 10. I mean, look at this. This is like, it reminds me of the Camp Nou kind of. Like, this is just a crazy stadium. I mean, it just looks so cool to be honest, right? It's so compact. Like imagine playing there. Like the fans are basically on top of you, right? Like, if you're right at the top and you're scared of heights, you might like have a panic attack because it looks like you're about to just fall. And but yeah, there's no like running track or anything. Like you're right there on the game. Like it must feel so crazy actually playing there, and it just looks so cool. That's why I've given it a 9 out of 10. Next up, 1974 World Cup was in Germany, and the stadium host the fun was the Olympiastadion. Now, I am contradicting myself a bit because I have given this an 8 out of 10. But, right, okay, but this looks cool, okay? Like, look at the tent design, right? I mean, doesn't this just look awesome? I mean, are you going to tell me that this stadium doesn't look cool, even though it does have a massive running track and like 1.5 stands? This looks so cool as a stadium, and it'd be kind of cool to play at. Like this, it's just like a tent basically, which to be honest, it just looks really cool, and that's why I've given it this. Like, I know I'm contradicting everything I've said, but this looks really cool, and I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Also, it did hold 75,000, so even though it's like a weird stand arrangement going on, it held 75,000. Okay, I believe this held the Olympics, so it adds that as well. It was pretty cool, even though I am just being a hypocrite saying I like this one, but there's reasons for it. Next up, 1978, the Estadio Monumental held the final, and this I've given it a 7 out of 10. Like this is it's nice, like it's a nice stadium, but it's once again it's got the running track, right? Okay, and it's going to be a common theme, right? But I mean, this World Cup was in Argentina, which is I don't know. I've just brought that up, but yeah. Anyway, the running like you're even on the sides, you're so far away. At least at the Olympiastadion, it had a cool tent, and you were at least close if you're on the sides. But look at this, all round, you're miles away from the game, right? 71,000 capacity roughly. I mean, I've given it a 7 out of 10, which I mean, that's still good, but it's not as cool as the other one, I think. Next up, 1982 World Cup was in Spain, and the host for the final was the Santiago Bernabeu. So it looks a bit different than it does nowadays, where it just looks like a printer. But once again, 6 out of 10. I don't know, like it's good, right? I like it. It's 90,000 capacity roughly, but that stand, what is going on there, right? Um, I guess they just like built above the stadium. Not really sure what's going on there, but yeah, they did just like build up, and it looks a bit dodgy again. But I mean, all these stadiums back in the day were dodgy. But yeah, 6 out of 10. So little stadium. I can't say it's any worse than it is now when it is just a printer. Anyway, 1986 World Cup, back to the Azteca, and this one once again 9 out of 10. Similar, I think had been slightly renovated for this, but once again, I mean, just look how crazy that is. It's huge. Apparently, this is 114,000 capacity. I'm not sure how accurate that is. Or at least 114,000 people managed to get in there, even though there was probably no ticket regulation as much as there is nowadays. But yeah, I've already talked about this, so I'll just move on, I guess. But 1990 in Italy, Stadio Olimpico, and this one, right? Obviously, this picture's not from the final because it is half empty in this picture, but I'm just not a massive fan of this. Once again, the running track, I know I talk about, but being so far away from the action, and it just feels a bit weird and empty to me. Like I know obviously it's empty, and if it was full, it'd be a bit different. But yeah, Just not a massive fan of this. I mean, the Olympic stadiums that have running tracks are used far too much in these earlier World Cups, which is annoying me. Anyway, 1994 World Cup in USA at the Rose Bowl, and this is just perfect. 9 out of 10, 94,000 capacity. There's just people everywhere, right? And this is just awesome, honestly. I mean, not much more to say about this. Like, you're so close to the game, right? The fans in the front row, probably about 2-3 meters away from the pitch. You know, like, you're so close to the pitch, right? And it's just one big bowl. It looks so cool, honestly. Like, not much more you could ask for from this. Next up, 1998 World Cup in France. The Stade France did host the final. And, I mean, this is just it's solid, right? I mean, it's pretty modern. I mean, we're in the late 90s here. And yeah, 80,000 capacity. I've given it 8 out of 10. You're a bit far away from the action if you are behind the goal, but not as far as the others. And this is just very nice. It's got a roof, so if it rains, you're all good, unlike most of the earlier ones. And yeah, it's just a nice stadium, isn't it? Now, 2002, South Korea and Japan. The final was held at the Yokohama Stadium. 69,000 capacity, one of the smaller modern ones at least. Give them an 8 out of 10. It's just a very nice. I mean, it's just a nice modern stadium, isn't it? It just looks very cool, to be honest. I like the blue seats, and it's got a couple tiers to it. And yeah, it's just a nice stadium, isn't it? Next up, 2006 in Germany was held at the Olympiastadion in Berlin, though not Munich. This one, I've given it a 7 out of 10. Like, I do like it, but it does have a running track, so you are a bit far away. But it is kind of massive and looks cool. And there is just like that one bit that just doesn't have any stand where like the steps are, I guess. But yeah, this is a very nice stadium. Obviously, held the Euros final last year as well. So I've given it a 7 out of 10. Now, 2010, South Africa, the finals hosted at Soccer City. And I've given this a 10, okay? This is like the best stadium, okay? 84,000 capacity, like the orange seats, the design around it, so cool, right? Couple tiers, like there's a roof, right? And it just looks so cool, right? I mean, I know I'm just spamming cools, but not much more to expand. Like, this is just a lovely stadium, right? You're right there. The fans are right next to the pitch. Nice modern, like 10 out of 10 stadium, man. Not much more to add. All right, next up, 2014, back at the Maracana. Last time was 1950, and it's a 9 out of 10, right? 74,000, slightly less than the 200,000 last time. Once again, this is like a cathedral of football, right? They've got the good roof. It's a bit circular, but you're close to the action, right? You're right there. You're like on top of them, right? And it's got like the one or two tiers just in a bowl, basically, is a good layout for a stadium. And yeah, I just really like them. I mean, Maracana is just iconic. I think everyone likes it. 2018 in Russia, the Luzhniki Stadium. I've given it 8 out of 10, 78,000. It's just a nice, solid, modern stadium. A lot of them are pretty similar these days, but they're all just 8 out of 10s, really. I mean, nice enough and does the job, I suppose. Now, 2022, most recent in Qatar, the Lusail Stadium held the final. I've given a 9 out of 10. This place just looks epic. I mean, look at this circle design, right? I'm not sure why it needs to be so big. Surely the actual stadium isn't that big. But yeah, the seats, this inside it kind of reminds me of the Marseille Stadium, I guess, because it's like white seats as well. But yeah, this just looks really cool. The gold and white sort of outside is cool. The roof is just very nice, and it's just a nice modern stadium. I mean, it's just very cool, isn't it? Anyway, as that is the most recent World Cup, that means that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.